Hey Mark, what are you up to?
Hey Carl, good to see you today. What I'm going to do is show how we can make something out of multiple parts. Now, what I've been doing earlier is making a basic form like this. This is a hollow, beautiful shape. I'm not done with this. I'm going to still paddle it and make it just right. But I'm thinking that I need to have a base for it, and I need a lip or a spout or a neck for it, something. And what I'm thinking is something that's a kind of a classical Greek shape that has three parts. And you see right there, right? So let's look at some examples. And what you got here is a bunch of different things. And this is just meant to be an illustration, right? So let's say I want to have a base like that. And then I want to have a body like that. And you say to yourself, well, that's good enough. Maybe that's it. Well, what if I put on a top like that? Oh, that's cool. It's kind of interesting, but I'm not so sure. There's something about that that's not quite right for me. So I'm going to make this lower and flatter. Maybe something like that. And maybe I'll just make the top like this. Ooh, almost nothing to it. And maybe I'll just put a handle over there and another handle over there. Kind of see that? All right. Then you say to yourself, well, maybe not. Maybe I will grab something like this. That base and this top. And then maybe a really tall top. Now that's a completely different kind of shape. Feels different, everything about it is different. Imagine a nice long handle like this on the side of it, right? Woohoo, imagine two of them, yeah? Maybe a lid and maybe something on the top. So you get the idea. There's a bunch of different shapes here and you can play around with them.
So is what you're doing right now is you're just kind of drawing in 3 dimensions. You're just trying out things.
Yeah, exactly.
At home, as you know, students, we might be doing this on a piece of paper. You know, different. What happens if I take this this size body and I put it with this kind of a narrow neck? What happens if I do a short kind of fat neck? What if I do a wide base? What if I do a tall base?
Right.
And just kind of playing with all those ideas, and then realizing that when you go to construct your piece, you're actually going to do it in pieces. So you're going to make this body, and then you're going to make some kind of a neck / lip and some kind of a foot, and then attach them all when they're leather hard.
Perfect.
Right.
Now the point is, though, is that you need to, probably a good idea to make them distinct. Make each of them distinct, and then you're going to construct them all together. Because if you try to like just start from the bottom and build the whole thing up in one fell swoop, probably going to be a little more difficult, which is why, in this case, using the coil method, I didn't throw this on the wheel, I didn't use slabs, I used pinch pot at the bottom and then I coiled this whole shape up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pinch pot that is going to be something along the lines of that. Just a simple pinch pot, right? And that'll be that. And then this would go on here. And then I'll make something else for the top. So let's stay tuned and I'll show you how I'm going to construct those. And you might be thinking in your mind, what kind of shape do I want to make? What kind of a complex pot? We call this a complex pot because it's more than one piece, right? It's got a base, got a body, got a neck. So what kind of complex shape do you think looks cool? And there's a lot of ways to do it. Like Carl said, you can do drawings. You can even do cutting and pasting shapes.
Yeah.
You know, bunch of shapes for the base, bunch of shapes for bodies, bunch of shapes for lips, and kind of like
a bunch of silhouettes, right? Mix
and match them until you finally, that's what I want, and we're going to go from there. But this is just kind of a demonstration of all the ways you can brainstorm what kind of shape you want to make a complex base, and the kings and queens of complex shapes were probably the ancient Greeks, the classical Greeks. And they made really beautiful, elegant shapes that had a base, a body, and a neck with stories on the side. So anyways, stay tuned.